Category of our evening then, Garin Roderick is your referee in charge of this second round tie, which is the best of 5 sets.
Well, I don't know whether the quality in this game will be like so many others we've seen up to now, and the drama we've had, the theatre, but it's hard to believe that it won't be. I think this is the game that everybody wants to watch, that everybody would like to commentate on, Tony. Let's be honest, it's a privileged position, because when we talk about legends in the sport, these are two, with a capital L, of course. And I don't think it's unfair to the others to say possibly the two biggest names in the BDO at the moment. For all that they're meeting each other in the earliest stage of the competition. The number 16 seed, Scott Waits, twice champion, 2013, 2016, and the 3 times champion behind him, waiting for his first throw, Martin Adams, 2007, 2010, and 2011 world champion.
Well, our MC Paul Booth said it was the tie of the night. I think it's the tie of the first round myself.
140.
Not often you get a game this early in a tournament with so many world titles between them. And a great start by both players.
60.
Yes, 2007, that remarkable final against the late Phil Nixon, of course.
125.
He was sailing away, and the man from County Durham hit him hard, leg after leg after leg, and it went to the decider. That was Adams and Phil Nixon. Was it
99.
Really 13 years ago, Tony? Doesn't the time go by?
Pretty scary, Matt.
That's what you'll see from time to time. You'll see him just talking to himself, trying to urge himself on in his own idiosyncratic way.
$171.
What darts to leave 36. Oh, yes.
And on-form Scott Waits is a sight to see. When he's on form, them darts, they fly.
99.
So far, he's thrown 12 of them. It's 36 for the first leg of the match.
Oh,
27.
That's what you'll see again from time
Martin,
to time.
you require 96.
That thrust and the shoulder coming behind the throw. Now this is on double 18. That's brilliant stuff from Adams. Waits let him in. Adams was as cool can be. And there we are. England doing well in South Africa, but he's certainly not there amongst them. Purposeful, I would say, this start by Adams. Nice rhythm in his own time.
$100.
Yeah, we saw that shot from Scott, a little bit of a snatch. Sometimes I think the memory comes back to him where he had a shoulder problem. Just now and again when he's under pressure a little bit, he still seems snatched. I don't think he has a problem with the shoulder anymore. It's just a bit of muscle memory, I think.
Yeah.
Martin's muscle memory's working.
Definitely. Yes, I was saying he beat Phil Nixon 7-6 in that 2007 final, and he won it 2 years running. Great final against Dave Chisnall in 2010, 7-5, and that was the score by which he beat Dean Winstanley the following year. 3 great
95.
games. You might prefer that I didn't mention his 2 wins, Tony. The first one was against your good self. Threw well, didn't he, that night?
played superb. I don't really give him a game, but
Martin, you require 126.
to be honest, you can name most of the players in the tournament who's beat me in this final.
Yes, well. He was looking for the
56.
treble 15 there for tops, but he'll come back favourite to win this leg. Yes, he beat you by the same score that he beat Jeff Smith in 2016 in Scott Bates.
Martin,
Jeff
you
was the
require
same,
70.
never quite turned up when it came to the final. Just found it a step too far. 54 scored, 16 left. Look at the concentration.
Yes,
Look
on
at
the
the
second
concentration,
Martin
and
Adams.
that is the
Third
reward
leg
you
is Scott,
get.
the throw first.
Yes,
Game on.
well dressed up there. An absolute image of the man.
$140.
Scott's been doing a bit of soft tip darts around the world just lately as well. He's
100.
ventured into that kingdom, the soft tip. Get to the top of that tree, there's plenty of money to be won.
Mainly in the Far East, but I think there are
80.
pockets of Europe where it's played, I think, but mainly in the Far East. Of course, our old friend Paul Lim is a real hot one, isn't he, at that?
A lot of the European events we go to, we travel extensively around Europe. Most towns do have soft tip boards.
Yes.
59.
I remember when they tried to launch it here, and it just didn't. Was in the 90s, and people weren't prepared to pay to play when you just walk in a pub, pick up some darts, or take your own darts,
93.
and the board's there. Up, you have a game. I think back in the 90s, it was 20p to put in the slot, and you got a game of darts.
100.
Which is the equivalent now of probably a pound or more.
$55.
And he's aware of that last dart. The jerk. I don't mean him, I mean the throw. Please, Scott, don't take it the wrong way.
Yeah, there was a little grimace at the end of that snatch there. Hope he
64.
hasn't pulled anything.
Scott, you require 133.
Just can't get the line right on the one. Did there.
95.
That's a good one. All right, he's left himself 38, but even so, you'd rather be in his position than that of Adams in this leg at least, if not in the general score.
24. Scott, you require 38.
I'm pretty sure he'll split this across the board for 6, I think. He's actually at the 10. He's in double 14.
10.
Yes, and in all
Martin
fairness,
Uruguay,
that's why the 6 and the 10
154.
are always a good target. He didn't mean to hit the 10, but it's there just in case you throw low on the 6, which he did. And he'll come back, and I'm sure he'll have a right old
60,
go now
yeah.
at this double 14.
Scott, you require 28.
Throwing a couple of darts at it, one nearly went in. And
Game
that
shot
one
on the
has.
third leg,
Using his
Scott
first
wins.
dart there, Tony, to great effect, as a kind of buffer
Fourth leg is
marker.
Martin to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, you got the weight perfect on that second dart then. Right in the line, them two. Brings it back to 2-1.
100.
Well, if you've turned your telly on and you think we've gone back 5 or 10 years, I
45.
promise you folks, this is live, this is the real thing, this is 2020, and this is 2 of the game's greatest players.
$140.
Always remembered for that 2010 victory in the Grand Slam. Came back miraculously,
32.
didn't he?
Yeah, 8-0 down early in the match, came back.
Poor old James Wade was the victim.
If you have a look, actually look at Scott's CV, he's won nearly everything.
100.
Crossed over, won the Grand Slam, won all the big ones in the BDO.
55.
But
Martin, you
Adams
require
is
161.
one of only 2 players to win the World Masters 3 years on the trot. The great Bob Anderson did it in the 1980s.
60.
And Adams rather more recently, relatively speaking.
123. Martin, you require 101.
A good score, not brought him down to a finish though. Not much 101, there's the 20, treble 19 for double 12, which will give him the set.
89.
It's been a great leg for him. Ton, 140, 100, 60, 89, 15 darts thrown, he wants double 6.
140.
That's just in case,
Martin, you
takes him
require
down
12.
to a finish. Moved across very slightly there, Tony, to his left. And again, surely this time he'll be inside those 2. Exactly what he did.
Martin Adams.
Well done, Adams. 2 sets. Or rather, the first set to him.
Martin throw first. Game on.
And by 3 legs to 1.
Just thinking about his scoring there in that last leg, Martin.
140.
Left in 161. I don't think there's any player on the planet that's thrown 9 darts in a leg and left 161 as often as Martin Adams. Wish he had a pound for every time I'd seen that over the years.
Yeah.
180.
That will have perked Scott Waits up no end.
60.
A maximum in reply to 140 and only 60, so a chance for Waits to somehow get a grip of this leg and maybe this second set.
125.
Great second and third darts there.
$60.
Yes, they were saying
100.
Adams, his 27th year, were they saying, in this World Championship? I remember being there in 1994, the year John Clark won it.
36. Scott, you
That's
require
when I first
96.
met him, Tony. I was working for BBC Radio, and it was the first time I saw Martin Adams. And I'm happy to say we've become good friends. Great talking to him earlier tonight.
72.
As indeed. The same applies to Waits, who gets a nice treble. 17, just to square that up and hope to win this leg.
$100. Scott, you require 24.
He's looking at double 12 for a 13 darter here. Pulled it short. Little chat to himself. Again, that's a good marker.
18.
Pulled it inside.
Martin, you require
I'm
105.
going to be challenged by the double 3 unless he goes 2 double 2. That's if he gets a shot, of course, because he may not. Tops.
85. Scott, you require 6. Aim shot in the first leg. Scott Waits.
Actually, that dart in single one was a lovely
Second leg
guide
is
for the
Scott to
double,
throw
wasn't it?
first. Game on.
Didn't prove to be madhouse for Scotty.
96.
Well, Martin Adams broke Scott in the first leg of the first set and went on to win it by holding his throw then. Can Scott now do the same? By holding his throw twice, he
140.
if he doesn't do it this leg on... Well, this leg is on his throw. He's got to somehow make sure that he holds. That's a great reply to a 140. Adams is on 361. Scott Waite's on 265. Great darts these from a great player.
140.
Great 140 again. Just looking at his action again there, it looks as solid as it ever was.
I thought too, Tony. He does. If
59.
anything, maybe, could be wrong, slightly slower, slightly more deliberate than usual, but certainly looking solid. Always has been a model of concentration, hasn't he?
100.
I mean, again, talking back 94 when he made his debut, he had a definite little shake on the hand in them days as well, and that seems to have disappeared.
45.
The,
Martin, you require
gain
121.
experience. Doesn't worry him anymore. Enjoys his darts these days as well, actually. Trying 17. Leaving the bull.
96. Scott, you
Great.
require 161.
Great effort there. Down for 19s. For double 12.
137.
25 plays
Martin, you
24.
require 25.
25 going first.
There's the 9. Double 8. Long way away there.
21. Scott, you require 24.
And his previous visitors earned him the right to go for this. That was an
On the
excellent,
second leg.
excellent
Scotland. Third leg is
last
Martin
four
in full
darts.
first. Game on.
I mentioned purposefulness relative to this man. I think we can say it applies to the other one too. That was lovely to watch.
45.
You're saying there Martin may have slowed over the years.
60.
Quite understandable, really, but I do know Scott quite well, and I know he loves playing fast players, so maybe he's upset his rhythm a little bit. He loves playing fast. Once he gets into a flow and gets on a spurt,
46.
he can really punish this dartboard.
Martin was telling me that they haven't met as often as you might think. He said, we have met on a number of occasions, not so often on television in the really big tournaments.
100.
It's rather surprising when you think how long they've been around. He said that's just the way the draw's taken it. Sometimes we're in the opposite end of the draw. Only needs one of us to get knocked out, and we have to wait for the next competition. But they're certainly meeting here.
140.
Worthy of a final, really, with these two names.
Over the history of the BDO in the future, when you look back and reminisce about darts, these two names will be in the top 5 of them lists.
Well, the winner of this, Tony, plays the number 1 seed, Wes Harms, who, of course,
60.
came through 3-2 in a belter earlier today against Andreas Harrison. And
85.
well, it was productive on that occasion.
It's one of the pitfalls of being the 16th seed. You always draw number 1.
Yes, that's right. I'm sure whoever wins this will relish that
Scott, you
chance
require
to play
156.
the Dutchman. So, another one of those. And yes, double 18.
138.
For the set that
Martin,
would have
you require
been.
110.
May come back.
Out of it, Martin. 110 leaves you 90. That's a great marker. I'd stay there if it was me. Not quite sure which way he went there, to be honest. It's probably halfway in between treble 18 and the treble 20 I was mentioning.
Left himself 32, but maybe too little too late. 1 for double 4. There's the double 4 to the right. Aim for that little mark.
14.
I think he might have done. That
Martin,
little
you require 32.
pinprick in it. And still in the set. Adams wins the third leg. Waits has had his chance to win that set. But as I said earlier, if he holds his throw, having broken the throw in the first leg, then he wins it.
140.
Great start. Great start.
Little smile from Scott as he approached the hockey then. Knew he could have won the set with that double 4. Start again though. And a good start.
100. 140.
2-ton 40s in a leg, throwing first. You need to win in order to win the set. I know there's another one afterwards, but he'd rather do it now. Another 140. Brilliant leg this from both players. Only 6 darts each thrown so far.
95.
Gives him a nice finish. Martin back on 261. Only thrown 6 darts though.
$100. Scott, you require 126.
You mentioned about Martin Adams and the number of times he lands himself on 161. Well, Tony, he's done it again.
101.
Well,
Martin, you
that
require
ball would have been
161.
the one, wouldn't it?
Well, in his heyday, he polished these off for fun. Stay there for another treble. Leaves him 36, but again, that's only if he gets a chance.
25.
Well, Scott missed darts in the last leg to win it, win the set.
No score.
Now he's burst his score. Would
Martin,
you
require
believe
36.
carelessness? Oh dear, dear, dear. Why not go 1 double 12 on 25? He's good at double 12.
18.
That's what I'd advise him,
Scott, you
Tony.
require 25.
Who am I to tell Scott Waits what he should do? Well, he's aimed higher this time.
Game shot and a second set.
He got it right
Scotland,
against
ladies and
United in
gentlemen,
the League
third
Cup.
set, first
So
leg
nice
is
to hear from you,
Scotland
Alan.
for
Got another
first.
one to mention
Game on.
regarding soft tip. Somebody putting me right, which is not difficult. But we'll come to that in a moment. Because I said primarily in the Far East. But that's
81.
the one that's publicised, the soft tip in the Far East. It is in Europe and it is in America, but you don't read a lot about it, or hear a lot about it even.
100.
That's what I meant by predominantly. It's where the biggest money seems to be anyway. But there we are, and I thank you for your tweet. Just looking to see who it is. It's
40.
Justin. Thank you very much, mate.
$60.
I just get the feeling they're still feeling each other out here, but like boxers just sparring in the early parts of the fight, just seeing what the opponent's got. Waiting for it to explode into action.
Yes, there's no physical contact, of course, in this game any more than there is in golf or tennis.
140.
Individual sports. This largely psychological if you can get into the mind of your opponent.
60.
And that can give you an advantage. The great Eric Bristow, I think we've got to say, was the first at doing that. Certainly in the modern game anyway.
129.
That's a great pick off. 72 when he comes back.
60. Martin, you require 72.
Oh, double 18. Double 9. You don't see 72. You don't see
63.
players go as often now, that
Scott, you
route.
require
At one time,
120.
that was the common route. But for some years now, it's treble 16, double 12. But Martin, he is, when all said and done, of the older generation.
60. Martin, you require 9. No score.
Well, this is
Scott, you require
this is
60.
the leg that might have got away from Adams. The break of throw that we've had in the first leg of the previous
He's
two.
on the
There's
first
not
leg.
going to be a break of throw there, though. Maybe
Second
there
leg
should
is
have been.
Martin to throw first. Game on.
One clumsy dart cost him the leg there.
First time in the match,
97.
Tony, that Scott Waits has been ahead. Be looking to stay there now.
And Scott is one of them players that
97.
normally when he gets a lead, he's a good front runner. As you said, John, his 2 World Championships in the finals, they were both 7-1s. So when he does get ahead, he
100.
normally goes on to win.
Yes, I watched his game against you on television. I was there for the one he won
100.
against Jeff Smith in 2016. Oh, there's a lovely look about this throw.
100.
All right, it went near the corner flag, but there was a lovely look about it. You just felt that the maximum was coming, having watched Wolfie over the years.
96. Martin, you require 124.
60. Quick check, just making sure.
Oh, this could be a fantastic 6 starts.
He's on his second
Absolutely
leg.
brilliant 6 starts.
Third leg is Scott to throw first. Game on.
304 in 6 starts, Tony. Anybody doing a 6-start 301, it's news, isn't it? It's a perfect
95.
6-starter. That's as good as anything. A 180 and 124 out. Class, quality. You never lose it, they say. He certainly hasn't.
60.
He had a quick look at the scoreboard there. Scott was on 208. Crossed his mind maybe to play the percentages, but went for it anyway.
100.
And that's got a lovely lie about it. There's a lovely rhythm about his throw at the moment. Just drag that down a touch.
100.
Canvey Island. There's an open there, I think, or used to be every year. Canvey Island. It was a very
45.
popular one, wasn't it?
We were spoilt years ago, John. There was holiday camps all around Great Britain used to host massive tournaments. Remember the Pontins ones many years ago?
100.
Started with the Pontins Festival. It lasted a whole week. Finished with the Welsh Open on the Sunday.
Yes.
Great days.
By the way, Scott is the reigning
91.
Isle of Man Open champion. So that's still a very popular competition every March. Anyway, Adams 241 has got to make a hole in this with weights. Wouldn't it be lovely to see the 170? From either player or both players.
Scott, you require
But at the moment it's Scott
170.
who has the opportunity to do just that.
$98.
To
Martin, you
leave
require
72
120.
and Shanghai. Well, He's a long way from China. Let's put it that way.
70.
Rescued.
Scott
Rescue.
72. Game shot in the third leg.
Well, he went the old traditional route
Fourth leg is Martin
and
to
paid
go
off
first.
for
Come
him.
on.
Waits goes 2 legs to 1 up then.
$60. $85.
He was on it. He was on his way to pick that dart out of the board before it had properly left his hand, I think. Half a stride anyway, it seemed.
81.
I'm not sure, but I think it's against the rules to get there before the dart gets there.
Is it really? Well, if he can do that, he'll create some sort of record. I doubt whether Usain Bolt could get to the board before the dart.
Bet young Ricky Evans could have a go at it.
By Jove.
140.
Going to be lightning fast there, haven't you? Done 40 anyway for Adams.
$100.
There's Jack. I say, he was holding that up before, wasn't he, when the walk-on was on? I think she's got the message.
Mildred he's talking about there from Jersey.
60.
Not had a good couple of years, had an injury, but all the best to you, Si. Hope you're getting better, mate.
$100. Martin, you require 160.
Yes, talking of island competitions, Jersey, another one, Tony. Very popular for many, many years. Oh, this is brilliant. Nearly perfect.
120.
But you still
Scott
fancy he'll be back
135.
unless this is for the set. 135. Watch the bull. Yes, 85 left. He was going treble 19, double 14.
79. Martin, you require 40.
Well, Martin's got 3 clear darts at tops to square the set up at 2 all. I fancied that one, but he's got one last chance here, double 10.
30.
Very close,
require
but close
56.
is not enough. And waits the Yorkshireman. Wants double 18. That's a lovely marker,
20.
and he did make use of it.
Martin, you
40
require
would
10.
have done. Adams double 5. 1 double 2. Only just in.
8.
Well, there's a game called
Squad
Round the
requires
Board, and in a
36.
sense, that's what he's doing. Waits for the set then. 9s.
Game shot and a third set. Scott waits. 4 set, first leg is Martin to throw first. Game on.
Well, they're great friends, but they've been giving each other a few too many presents there.
100.
Marvellous, isn't it? Isn't it marvellous, this game, when you can't hit a double to save your life and you step up and straight away hit another maximum. His second.
140.
Could probably have got another 12 darts in that treble 20 segment there. He's in again here. Is the skipper.
Yes, I think he captained England a record number of times, didn't he?
140.
You'll have played under him as captain on quite a number of occasions, Tony.
It's over the 100 mark now.
Did you find him an
60.
inspiration?
Yeah, that's why I call him Skip.
Yeah.
Even though after he gave up for a little while. I actually took the job on. I was England captain for a few games, but I still call him Skip. I know my place.
Yes.
85.
Lovely story.
$97. Martin, you require 96.
Only 9 darts thrown. That's number 10. Double 18 for the 11 darter.
Oh, goodness me, that was close. Then he's
68.
next door again. Well, I don't think he'll mind that too much. He probably fancies double 14, and he knows he's got time on his hands. Having said that, we've just seen in the previous leg what can happen
140.
sometimes.
Martin, you require 28.
Now down for the awkward double 7. Well, it's
14.
awkward for some.
Scott, you
Still he
require
hasn't got it just for
64.
a second. I thought it might have been in. And now waits to steal this one. He did early. That's 2 legs on the trot he should have lost. And he now wants this.
60.
Can't get it
Martin, you
either.
require 14.
You mentioned how many times he's won the pentathlon. There's a game on there called Round the Board in Doubles. Martin's actually used most of them doubles tonight.
7.
Well,
Scott, you
14.
require 4.
Would you have gone 6 and 10 together and had 2 darts at double 4 or double 2? Anyway, double 1.
No score.
Certainly, that
Martin,
was
you require 7.
a pulled dart, wasn't it? Tension. Plays its part. Double 2.
Talking about awkward doubles, they're all awkward at the moment, John.
5. Scott, you require 4.
It's when you get into that vein where you can't hit them, you don't exactly go up to the board with total confidence. That helps, of course.
Scott waits.
Now, he's won 3 out of the last 4 legs, 4 out of the last
Scott to throw
5.
first. Game on.
After Adams took the first set. $8-5 in legs it is to Waits. Not that
85.
score is anything other than an indicatory statistic.
$100.
Scrappy first leg. Scott won't mind, it was a break. And once you've broke somebody, the
55.
important thing is to hold your throw the next leg. Not doing a great job of it at the moment. Steps in.
140.
Yeah, that was the epitome of the Martin Adams I believe we've seen over the years. Unflinching, determined, concentrative. And that was the Scott
140.
Waits we know so well. Replying in kind in a slightly different way, slightly quicker.
You're saying unflinching there, but you look at old videos of Martin, you would never know whether he was 5-0 down or 5-0 up. He never changed expression.
Oh.
$55.
Good poker player, I should think.
A bit clumsy from Scott there, he's left 166.
$43.
Might have got away with it.
$60. Martin, you require 133.
$93, he'll come down for treble 19 then.
$59.
74 when
Scott,
he goes,
you
and
require
Waits
106.
106. Very gettable, especially now, 46 left. He wants double 16.
74. Martin, you require 74. 62.
Dart was in treble
Scott
13
required
to leave the
32.
double 12, but again can't pin the last double. And that's unlucky. Got to go above it to the
16.
double 8, and he's flinching now.
Martin, you require
Almost
12.
every dart, it seems, Tony.
Game shot in the second leg.
Well, Scott actually turned his back on his favourite double there. The throw before, 160, he got the 60. I was looking over at the 10 expecting that. He went 14-16s.
Yes.
Obviously he missed it a couple of times in the couple of legs before, so maybe thought he'd try his hand at 32 instead.
40. $60.
Seen plenty of good scoring in the game. Probably not lived up to the pre-match billing, but maybe we expected a bit too much.
I think it did for the first couple of sets. Just indeed into the second set, third set rather, where Adams had that 180 and 124 finish, polishing off 304 in 6 darts.
96.
Since when he hasn't really fired.
You say that for both players, really.
Yes, indeed. I think you're right.
100. $82.
Good last dart to give it respectability.
$79. $140.
Well, he's put himself in a decent position there, 63 ahead. Soon wiped out here by Martin Adams, though. Oh, and in a fashion.
145. Correction, 122. Scott, you require 123.
I was trying to work out whether 145 came there, but anyway, it was rectified.
Well, he's missed the big 16 there.
This would have
83.
given him a shot at ball, wouldn't
Martin,
it?
you
And
require
he's annoyed
64.
with himself, missing a big number, having got the treble that he wanted, and that's the treble he wanted. Having trouble with the double. Not this time, though. Moved inside by the measured amount.
Fourth leg is Scott to throw first. Game on. $45. $100.
It was a better dart than it looked in that. Don't think his release was as perfect as it might have been, but the dart went
60.
in. He knew the weight that was required of throw.
$60. $40.
Not happy, Scott.
$121.
I always admire a player, Tony, who can stray into the one and then come back and find the target again. You'd settle for 1-2-1 every time you went to the board, wouldn't you?
97.
He's created a cushion in this leg. Another one of them leaves it perfect for double top.
121.
Well, as you said, John, 1-2-1 every throw.
He's heard me. He's going to get it whatever. He won't get one next throw, though, I can promise you.
95. Martin, you require 99.
42 left. 32 left. You all know what that means, folks.
83. Scott, you require 164.
Well, this would be to steal the leg. I'm not one of them. Left in the bullseye.
136. Martin, you
Left
require
himself 28, but he may not get a shot. Adam's got this a few moments ago. He's got it again. He's won the set, and this game is going the distance in terms of sets anyway. It may well.
Fifth and final set. First leg, it's Scott to throw first. Game on.
Gary Roderick, the affable Welshman, calling them to order.
108.
And then having to use his tonsils straight away for another maximum.
Great start from Scott in the final and deciding set.
Yes, he's hit 3 180s, Tony, and they've each come in the
41.
first leg of a set. Second set, fourth set, and this one. Maybe he should go off for a break after every leg. Come back and into 180.
$77.
And a nice tweet from our old friend Andy Firth. Says he knows you well, know him well. He knows these lads well.
Great.
From South Yorkshire there, Penistone.
59.
Great darts referee himself. Decent player as well, actually, Andy.
Yes, he told me.
He's told everybody.
100.
So a ton for weights.
That's probably where I heard it, John.
Yes.
I'm just getting the feeling I think they've shown each other possibly a bit too much
96.
respect in this match.
Scott, you require 103.
Well, 43 left. Now 32. Oh,
87.
right on the wire.
$45. Scott, you require 16. Aim shot in the first leg. Scott waits.
Took into the third dart there, on the wire on the other two. Doesn't matter, it's the
Second
first
leg
leg.
is Martin to throw first. Game on.
Yes, of course, this set being the last
55.
means that if they hold throw, we will in fact go to the announced tie-break situation at 2 legs all.
45.
If they don't, then one of them will win it before that point.
He had a chance to jump over all over that 55 that Martin started with.
83.
Couldn't do it. Scott of Old would have murdered that.
$100.
Hint of a smile there, a wry
100.
smile. They found the target in the end. Working hard, both players. It's the living when all said and done in the main anyway. certainly in Adam's case.
$54.
Another chance for Scott here. The treble 20s won't go amiss here. There's the first one. There's the second one.
140.
Leaves him a finish.
Yeah, it does a very timely visit that against the darts.
Back comes Martin.
140.
Needed that, Tony. That was a magical 140. He's hit a good few of them. None more important than that, I feel, although this could be out double 18. Brilliant 6 darts again from Waits. Polishes off 116 and puts himself now within sight of the winning post. Brilliant stuff, Tony O'Shea.
Yeah, and he returned to his normal favourite double there, double 18.
100.
Served him well in that leg.
Well, what a time to get his highest finish of the match. I was saying that Adams' 140 was so timely to leave him on 69, and along comes Waits, gets his first 3-figure finish of the match.
39.
As they say often it's about timing. Certainly that was well timed by the Yorkshireman. Pulled the last one, Tony.
Yeah, a little tension in the arm there. Still got a lead though. But it was his off.
118. $83.
Ah, it hurt that, didn't it? Would have wanted it to go in the right treble, because Waits might well be homing in on victory here. No,
60.
needed a treble himself. You got to fancy Adams at the moment here. 197 against 184.
Especially with that dart. Be looking to put another one in there, which he does. 77. Treble 19, lose him double 10. Perfect cover and shooting.
Talking about time in there again. 177 leaves 20. Waits 184. Less those.
100. Martin
So-
required 20.
You would expect he's got to get this to stay in the match. Awkward double 5. That's not a bad marker for it.
10.
And Waits now
Scott
84
84.
for the right to meet Wesley Harms, the number 1 seed in the next round. Wants 14. Wants double 11.
Game.
He's got it.
Shot.
He's got it. He's got it.
Scott
Whoa, whoa,
Waits.
whoa.